B1, B2 English Story. The Street Party. Selina had made a brave decision. She was fed up with her job and so applied for a promotion in a different part of the country. She was successful and packed up her life into boxes, ready to move to a new town. She knew no one in her new hometown. She had no friends or family close by, and knew little to nothing about the surrounding area. This didn't bother Selina at all. She had grown up as a military child, and so she was used to moving around a lot and making new friends quickly. She had lived in various parts of the UK, as well as Germany, Cyprus, and Malta. She always got itchy feet once she had stayed in one place for longer than 3 or 4 years. Selina had found a lovely 2-bedroomed flat to rent on the outskirts of her new town. She decided that she would stay there for a year and see how things go. The flat was on a cul-de-sac of a lovely, quiet residential area. The estate was built around 30 years ago, and the trees and blossoms were growing well, giving the area a homely, welcoming feel. Selina moved into her new flat a few days before she started her new job as a dental practice manager. She had already worked as a manager, so she knew she was capable of the job and wasn't too anxious to start. Within minutes of moving into her new flat, there was a knock at the door. It was her neighbour, Julie. She was 35 years old, recently divorced, and also new to the area. Selina and Julie chatted for ages and decided to meet up again and go for a stroll around their new neighbourhood together. The rest of the day went by in a blur as Selina unpacked her belongings and made her flat a home. As she was settling down on her sofa in the evening, she heard something near her door. She went to see what the noise was. Someone had pushed a leaflet under her door. It was an invitation to a summer street party. Selina had never been to a street party before. She had only ever lived in built-up areas or army barracks. This was a first for her. The invitation said that the street party would take place the following Saturday. There would be a band, a local school choir, games, bingo, homemade cakes, food, and a craft fair. Selina texted her neighbour Julie and sent her a photo of the invitation. They arranged to meet and go together. Selina's first week in her new job went by in a flash. She settled in quickly and was able to adapt to her new environment. In the evenings, she went for runs around the local park and the surrounding neighbourhood. She also joined some local online groups to find out about events and the best bars, cafes, and pubs to go to. Saturday rolled around and Selina got ready for the street party. It was happening just around the corner from her. Luckily, It was a lovely warm day. She got dressed, picked up her bag, and met her neighbour, Julie. As they walked around the corner, they were gobsmacked by what they saw. The street had been completely transformed. There were stalls and a small stage, and beautiful bunting and lights over people's doors and around the lampposts. Children were playing and laughing, parents were catching up, and friends were hugging and joking. Everyone was in high spirits. Together, Selina and Julie worked their way around the stalls. It was the best way for them to meet their new neighbours. They ate homemade cheese, sampled homegrown vegetables in curries, they drank local cider, and danced to the band that played into the early evening. Some of the local children were selling their toys. A group of young people were selling some crafty creations. There were many food and wine stalls, and there was a stall which sold delicious fruit and vegetables from the local allotment. They met some wonderful people at the street party. They worked out who the nosy neighbours were and who to avoid. They also found out about local groups and societies they could join. They even got invited to a neighbourhood group that met in the local pub once a month to do the quiz. Selina had never stayed in one place long enough to really feel part of the community, but within days of moving to her new flat, she already felt at home. Now, let's go through some of the vocabulary from this story. Avoid. To avoid. To avoid is to stay away from something or someone. Brave. To be brave. To be brave is to show little or no fear, especially when doing something scary or dangerous. Delicious. Delicious. If something is delicious, it has a pleasant taste or smell. Gobsmacked. Gobsmacked. To be gobsmacked is to be so surprised that you cannot speak. Stall. Stall. A stall is a large table or a small shop with an open front from which goods are sold in a public place. Successful. Successful. To be successful, you achieve the results or outcome that you wish for. Outskirts. Outskirts. The outskirts are the areas of a town or city that are furthest away from the centre. Adapt. To adapt. To adapt is to change your ideas or behaviour so that you can deal with a new situation. Capable. Capable. To be capable is to be able to do something or to be very good at something. Belongings. Belongings. Belongings are the things that a person owns. Allotment, or it might be pronounced allotment without the T. An allotment is a piece of land in a town that you can rent and use for growing vegetables. To get or to have itchy feet means you want to travel to different places and maybe you don't like staying in the same place for too long.